typically when people have awakenings, before they've done a lot of the personal work, there's still going to be dysfunctional behavior patterns, and there's still going to be convictions. I'll talk in the next day or two about sort of how I see the self being structured, and that sort of explains how we have some primary convictions that we hold as complete truth. And so for the person who's had the Kensho, they're still going to be dragging some cans behind them for a while. And so that's going to be what gets them into problems. But if they are paying attention and working it, one of the biggest mistakes I saw as a young Zen student was, as students, we were really immature. We viewed our teachers, as I did, as enlightened Buddhists. So everything they did was enlightened behavior, no matter how shitty. And so we rationalized and justified any kind of behavior they did in those days. And it was our own immaturity that did that. But the teachers let us do it too. Because some of them believed by having an awakening they were enlightened. And like I went to one teacher who, there was one student the teacher just seemed to detest. And just did awful things to, and was just cruel to. And I went to them and said, it's really upsetting to watch this, with you interact with this person. And the guy was a really nice guy. It wasn't like he was an ass. He was really a nice guy. But the teacher just didn't like him. And the teacher said to me, he said, well, everything is empty. So, it's not a problem. And I said, yeah, but if you're standing on my foot, my toes hurt. I get your toes don't hurt. That makes perfect sense to me. But you're the one standing. So, but those folks didn't get it, and there wasn't enough maturity to really have these discussions. So, but anyway, that's how it works, and that's how we mature. There's journeys after awakening too. We're never done. There's no end point. It's one thing I like about working with Sando Roshi is he and I both identify first as students. We practice together. We look at things. We're always exploring stuff. What else can we look at? What's interesting? And the teachers I'm friends with, that's one of the main features I see, is that they all see themselves as students. I'm not done. There's more. Maybe there's things I've experienced, but I'm not done. I can't say I'm finished. That's incorrect. So it allows for the humility and humanity to come in my view. Well, everything's an expression of the absolute. But only someone who's had the deep realization of the Denkoroku, where they become a living Buddha, then they're functioning predominantly out of the absolute. I can't say they never make a misstep. That wouldn't be fair to say. But the motivation is always expressing the absolute, because they see everything as the same oneness. I see you as me. So how am I going to harm you because I'm harming me at that point? So, but the journey, you got to remember there's a journey, and there's no finish line. There's just a kind of a maturing, a refining that happens. And we get less run by our dysfunctions.